The truth will set you free, with Hector Melo.
But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to The Truth Will Set You Free. Once you do that, now we are ready to proceed.
Known.
One way to explain the cosmos in a simple manner will be by taking a simple graphically and materially example. Imagine a closed box placed in the middle of a room inside of a house. We don't know what the contents of that box are, nor do we know the quantity or quality of its elements. We don't even know if this box is empty, but with simple observation we can say the following. We know that the box exists. We know that this box has a physical body. We know the external measurement of the box. We could also determine the cubic volume this box occupies in space, and finally, we can know the location of the box relative to the room. At this time, we don't know the contents of our box, but we know that it is contained inside of the room. We also know that the house contains in its interior the room. In the same way, we know that the neighborhood contains the house. We are also aware that the city contains the neighborhood. As well, the state or province contains the city. It's interesting that we can know so much information of something without knowing to fullness its genuine content. Everything is contained in something, and all that is contained are probably set which also contains within them elements by equal. We can only determine this by simply following the continuity of this phenomena that manifests itself in the whole. Although we don't know the entire nature of a phenomenon, if this one is part of another event, it is very probable that it's compound of a similar way. In this case, we were speaking about the sets, these groups of elements that we have seen since we were children until now. We can see these phenomena within everything we observe around. From a jar of cookies, a box of shoes, a bag of bread, a toolbox, a closet, an hanger, and up to a building. Everything contains something and is contained by another larger container alike. The visible and the invisible form something, and in turn is formed by something else also. When we refer to the cosmos, we are talking about this large container which contains other containers inside. In another word, this is the whole of everything. Since we are born in our lives, we have acquired through our development the knowledge about things that surround us, about some phenomena which affect these, the movements that are involved in these things also, its position with regard to our own, its closeness with regard to us, their shapes and their attributes. From the simple things, it climbs to the most complex things by means of the entire comprehension of its functioning. From the central things to the extreme things, from the core to the edge, the ease of the simple magnifies its capacity of comprehension. The cosmos is one large container of containers. Our sun, the stars, comets, meteorites, clouds, lightning, and other phenomena can be appreciated by the common earthly human to the naked eye, as a confirmation of the existence of the same, even if we ignore the productive process which culminates in the visible manifestation of these. When we look upward from our container, we know what happens outside of ourselves and in other containers also. The early human being cannot deny the fact that there are elements involved within this huge container alike, collected and contained within a harmonious and broad set. It is not possible for a being to destroy this reality or to change it either. If a being exists, then it exists inside the cosmos, and it is impossible for it to be placed ever out of this large container. By just observing the heavenly bodies, we can perceive things that couldn't fit into our small container, for that reason belong to one higher and larger container. The cosmos is like a warehouse of household items. Every appliance is enclosed inside their own boxes and packages, but once a product exceeds the size of our common box or container, it will be part of a larger container that can store it. In other words, it will be stored in the home store largest container, the warehouse store itself. A main characteristic of this large container is that this stores the smaller containers inside of it, and other layers too. For example, a stove that is on sale at the appliance store. The stove contains some elements inside its oven, and in turn, this is also contained inside of the warehouse. This large container contains no static elements, and this makes more fascinating the understanding of the cosmos. The elements or members of these sub-contained sets run in a dynamic movements. Several types of movements within it and different with respect to others. For more incredulous, stupid, persistent, or stubborn than anybody can be, he will never have any evidence which could demonstrate that he is not in the cosmos, nevertheless that he does not belong to it. No one can prove that, because it is an unquestionable truth, no matter what religion, custom, ideologies, concepts or faith you have. If you exist, you were born or created in the cosmos. You live in it, you are part of it and are also present in its growth, largeness, dynamic and energies. The only way in which a being will not belong to the cosmos is if he was never born or created. And by knowing this, we face some of the first absolute truths. Inside of our ignorance and weak acceptance, nevertheless we are surrounded by evidence to the reach of our own sight. By means of the basic knowledge and thanks to our investigation and observation, we can determine the following. The early human beings are born on a planet called Earth. This planet is contained within a solar system along with other cosmic bodies. This solar system is contained within a galaxy called the Milky Way. This galaxy is contained in our universe, which in turn is contained within the cosmos. The cosmos is our undeniable truth, since this is the largest container to which we are subject, even though we do not believe it, like it, or understand it. During the rising of early human civilizations on planet Earth, man at night has been accompanied by celestial lights glowing in the dark night. We call them stars. These stars had been admired by early humans since prehistoric times. Observing the stars is an ancient practice and could be a cosmic fair, as stars and other celestial objects observed by men at naked eye enclose many enigmas in the minds of the early humans. The sun, the moon, and the stars were probably the first things the early human being noticed, filled with curiosity, fear, reverence, and spirituality. In this way, the ancient creatures noticed something much larger than the mountains, trees, rocks, or anything that he hardly knew. Since then, it has accepted the idea that we are contained in something bigger, and this somewhat larger container holds the stars, the sun, and the moon. Interestingly, this phenomenon not only surprises them by its appearance and attributes, but by their behavior and sighting frequency. Space orbits, rotational and translation movements make those celestial bodies to look as if they have a life of their own. The ancient ones saw these changes of trajectory and position, but at the beginning they did not understand them. Neither had the explanation about the movements of the heavenly bodies and other phenomena of the cosmos. But the primitive man was convinced of something. This was that outside of his home there was one larger container that houses other things he did not understand or knew in its entirety. It is impossible to exist and not to belong to the cosmos, because if we exist, we all belong to it. This is an absolute truth, and a cosmic elementary principle. Therefore, it is irrefutable that the earthly human is a cosmic being due to its creation, composition, situation, and existence. This large set of cosmic elements are the great home of anything and all that exists. For more ignorant than the primitive early human was in regard to the astronomical knowledge, with respect to themselves, to his own body, the laws of life, and even the understanding of other living forms, the curiosity got ancient man thirsty and hunger for knowledge about those things that was seen in the sky. For centuries, this has captivated our species. At a certain point in time, men realized that there were things on earth, beneath the ground, at sea and under the sea, but also outside its own container, as well as he perceived movements, parameters, and behaviors in other beings that live in our home. He also noticed a unique activity in the sky. Is the cosmos infinite? That would be good to know, since it is quite remarkable that a large container perhaps is also contained inside something else. Every being who exists aspires with a cosmic existence. That is to say, if something exists, this in turn belongs to something else, to a greater set. Inside this set, there are movements, forces, emissions, and up to explosions. The cosmos is a constant flow of energies, kinetics, dynamics, photons, and more. The understanding of this cosmic principle is crucial for an intelligent being. It is ridiculous to learn about other things and not to know and understand the most common and repetitive details of our own container. If we do not know what has always been around and outside of us, how will we know the things that we don't even know that exist? It is the first step, a fundamental knowledge to understand everything, its functioning, behavior, and composition. This is because the largest one originates its child. This means that the largest container contains the minor one inside. In other words, applying our interest in containers concept, let's take for example a major container that owns inside other containers at the same time. There cannot be smaller containers under the absence of a bigger container. It's like saying that the baby in her mother's womb is home to his mother. That is not possible. If there is an unborn baby, there should be a mother housing him. If the being exists, this one is containing something that in turn is a set of major elements, or in this case containers. A container of major size. The more we analyze the state of the being in its home planet, the more we discover the cosmic laws and principles to which the element of this set is subject. These laws are a scourge to the ignorance and fight against the absurd idea about that nothing exists further than ourselves as the cosmos. If there are movements, dynamics, mechanics, and displacements in the larger of the containers, in the same way the containers that is stored inside also has the same characteristics and attributes. The Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, along with other nearby and distant cosmic bodies, are the elements of our closest container. This is our solar system, a set of elements that are unique but royal, majestic, huge, and impressive. is a marvel not only by accepting the reality that big things exist outside of what we know, but the fact that most of these things are available for our understanding. Our solar system is just one of many containers in the cosmos. Each of these celestial bodies obediently fulfill every cosmic law of physics. Their moves are consistent, fluid and permanent, except in the case in which a more appealing or repellent force acts against this. Anything that is in this container is not by luck or coincidence. In the same way that some workers are hired by a company so they perform a particular job just by simple observation, we know that the employees did not appear by magic, and nevertheless these workers occupy the space without giving any type of service in return. If they are there working, it means they are expert in some kind of unique job. If we do not understand entirely the physics, the energy, the vibrations, balance, and volume of the cosmos, we will neither understand the importance of the work that these do. Universes are containers in themselves. These contain several galaxies, but also the cosmos is a container which contains many universes alike. There are macrocosmos and microcosmos as well. Our own body is a container of life, which in turn is contained in our world. So our bodies work as a microcosmos. On the other hand, the container of several universes is a macrocosmos. As anyone who carries on a box and takes it for a walk, the elements placed inside that box are taken to the walk as well. The whole cosmos is in complete movement. Nothing within it is static. The same happens to our container. We are moving with the cosmos and within it. Planets move, solar systems move, galaxies move. Universes have also motion, and finally the cosmos moves with all its elements and subsets in the same way. We do not know the volume or the total area occupied by the cosmos, or what its size is, and because of its huge unknown size, we know very little about the largest of the containers. But we are sure about something. It is impossible to deny a reality so large, so composed, so massive, and especially so visible. Planets, solar systems, galaxies, and universes will always be found within the cosmos, since everything is contained. These phenomena manifest themselves in different forms, positions, sizes, and appearance, but everything is there to be learned, understood, and taught. The cosmos is not a place, but a container.
Remember that most of the content discussed on the Truth Will Set You Free channel are material taken from the book What Really Happened by Hector Melo. The same can be found by clicking on the Hector Melo's book icon at the home page of this channel, or by clicking on the link found on the description of this video. What Really Happened recounts the secret history of humanity and reveals identity of the gods of antiquity. You may also find other books being written by this author, including his Anunnaki saga, Anunnaki the Creation, Anunnaki War of Gods, and Anunnaki the Rebellion. For these and more, please visit www.lulu.com. If you are a fan of the ancient astronauts, the unknown and mystery, you will love to take a look at some cool stuff made for you. Just visit the official Hector Melo shop. You may find there items based on those characters that we love. The Anunnaki, the Alpha Centaurians, the Zeta Reticulans, the Pleiadians, the Orions, the Olympians, the Shibarus, and more. Please visit www.cafepress.com/shop/Hector Melo. Cool t-shirts, mugs, apparel, and more. www.cafepress.com/shop/Hector Melo. Hi, this is Hector. If you really want to help us to make this channel to grow, you may consider making a donation to the Truth Will Set You Free PayPal account, which is hmelo25@yahoo.com. Thank you. We really appreciate your contribution. Remember to follow us on our social media: XCOM, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, and Discord. Don't forget to follow. Remember, subscribe to this channel, hit that button. Now we can continue. See you next time.